Friends, you like how low budget that intro was? Yeah, me neither. But thanks to the miracle of Canva, complete tech Luddites like me who have no idea what the hell they're doing when it comes to design can look like they still have no idea what the hell they're doing with design. Well, anyway, welcome to another episode of, this is not another episode of anything. This is literally just me going live, and I'm going to do some tarot readings, and we're going to have a good time, or we're not. And either way, it's great because it's all part of the singularity, and I'm losing my mind. But the good news is I have this to level me out tonight. It is a brandy old-fashioned with some black walnut bitters, and I'm very excited about that. I was going to use a different word, but we're live, so we're not going to do that. First and foremost, I want to say anybody who is here, a salud de gintani. Oh, that's wonderful. That's an old Italian toast. It means a toast to 100 years, which is wonderful, unless you're 99. So I want to welcome everybody who's here on the live stream. The reason I went live without promoting this at all is because in this crazy big singularity of ours, I believe that the universe, source, God, Cleveland, whatever you want to call it, will bring me the right people it needs to, serendipitously, on time and in full, who want a live reading. But in the absence of anybody showing up for a live reading, which is a damn good possibility, once again, because I advertise this to literally nobody and it's Wednesday night and you're probably busy doing shit, I'm going to do a reading for the beautiful United States of America like I did last week. We're going to get a sense of where this country is going, where we are, what is happening, and it's all in the cards. So without further ado, only a minute 49 in, so thank God I'm not like the other influencers out there. I'm not an influencer who are going to give you 5 minutes of a song and dance before they get into the thing. We're going to get into the thing right now. So the first card we're going to draw is from our major arcana. And this card is going to be the main theme that we're dealing with this week in America. What is the main overarching theme that we're struggling with, that we're wrestling with, that we're trying to pin down and hold up by the ear, and then like the foot, get the foot thing going on. I don't know what that's all about, but they get the foot twisting and like you're hitting them down, and don't know how we got onto that. But so I'm just going to do a little countdown over here. Mix them up, see what we got. Not looking at them, not cheating. All right. Okay. First card, friends. Major theme we're dealing with in America this week. Ah, there it is. The absolutely hilarious trauma card. Okay. So the absolutely hilarious trauma card, one of my favorites, because we feature here a stand-up comedian. Now, the thing about stand-up comedy, and all it is just a way of having fun with trauma. It's like a children's show, fun with trauma. It's awesome. But this card right here represents us trying to simply laugh our way through our collective trauma. Now, this happens in a lot of different ways, my friends. This happens through stand-up comedy. We have a whole hell of a lot of that in America, especially in New York, especially in LA, especially in Vegas, and not to mention Wichita, the absolute worst stand-up scene. Don't go to Wichita for stand-up. What are we doing? All right. Jeremy, my man. Okay. So we were going to do a whole thing about America's trauma, but Jeremy, we're going to do one for you, buddy. I appreciate you. So here's what's going to happen, all right? Jeremy, my fellow resident of the DMV, and I'm not talking about the DMV where you're held up for 3.5 hours waiting to get a real ID. I don't know what that's all about. Hey, if you get a real ID, you can fly. Who the hell wants to fly these days? I'll pass. Thank you very much. Amtrak for the win, even though not. All right, Jeremy, here's what I would like you to do, my friend. If you can tell me what theme in your life you would like clarity on this week. Jeremy, what theme is speaking to you? What would you like some clarity on? We will do the reading, and it will be a great one. And I'm only promising that because I have really good lawyers. And if it's not, then let's dance. But I'm feeling good about this because you're a good guy. I feel like we're going to do some good things over here. So Jeremy, tell me, what are you feeling, buddy? And while you're thinking about that, I'd also like you to throw out some numbers. I want you to first throw out a number between 1. Actually, no, we're going to do it the other way. I want you to throw out a number between 51 and 70. And then I want you to give me 3 numbers between 1 and 50. So give me 1 number between 51 and 70. And then 3 numbers between 1 and 50. And that goes for anybody else who pops on the live stream. I'm going to give you all readings who pop down. I'm going to start with my guy, Jeremy, right here. But any number you can think of between 51 and 70. And if we are on a delay, we might be on a delay. I'll go ahead and choose them for you by just shuffling the cards and seeing where it takes us. Because I got some dead air to fill right now. And you know that gets you fired if you're working radio production. All right, 58. Thank you for that, my friend. This is fantastic. Okay. So 58, this is going to be the major theme for you right now. The major theme right now, and by the way, none of these cards are meant to be taken literally. We have the post-coital awkwardness card. So we have a picture here, a man and a woman sleeping next to each other in bed. Well, actually, they're sitting up next to each other in bed after having just done the deed. And they're both feeling pretty weird and pretty awkward about it right now. Jeremy, this is not to suggest you are in a post-coital awkward situation at the moment, but if you are, God bless you. Very happy for you. Very happy for anybody who, frankly, is any kind of a post-coital moment right now. I don't care if it's happy. I don't care if it's awkward. If it's post-coital, it's fantastic. So good on you. But the post-coital awkwardness card, I'm going to fire it up over here. Jeremy, what this means, and for all of you watching, this card represents disappointment. This card represents you had high hopes for something. Something big was coming your way, something you were really, really, really excited about, something you might have even splashed on a little bit of cologne for and put on the good shoes, you know, the ones that sit up there but kill your feet, but you wear them once a year because, hey, who knows, right? It might be your night. So this card represents something in your life that maybe you were really looking forward to, you thought was going to be fantastic, maybe hasn't worked out quite the way you thought it was going to, and that's okay. That's all right, because we are going to get into the minor arcana cards right now, and you gave me some numbers here. You gave me 6, you gave me 23, and you gave me 37. Appreciate that. Those are good numbers, sir. All right, so first and foremost, this is good. We have card number 6, which is from the Perfectian suit, which is, once again, the 2 a.m. shawarma guy. So we have a picture right here of a gentleman who is slicing lamb off of a spit that's been rotating around and getting warm and getting nice. And he's doing his thing and he's slicing that lamb off and he's getting ready to feed a whole bunch of drunks who just walked into his shawarma shop at 2 o'clock in the morning. Friends, that is the best time of day. That is the best time of night. That is the best time ever to get shawarma, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I think we're going to go back here. So Jeremy, I see a comment, my job. Okay. I think that's it. So we're talking about the post-coital awkwardness major theme. So it sounds like your job is not quite hitting the way you thought it would. There's some disappointment there. You built it up a lot. Like, this is going to be it. This is going to be the thing. It's going to be great. All my problems will be solved. Life will be grand. I'll be shitting rainbows and floating on clouds. And maybe it didn't quite work out that way. My friend, you are not alone in that. I think a lot of people who are watching this, and by a lot of people, I mean you, I think they can appreciate that very deeply. I can appreciate that very deeply. Been there. Got the t-shirt. And I do appreciate the use of word deeply after the post-coital awareness card. So it's very important to remain grammatically on point. But here's the good news for you, my friend. So the 2 a.m. shawarma guy card right here. This card is the essence of service. Jeremy, I know you, and I know you have a deep sense of service in your heart, despite the disappointment that may be swimming around that job. So this card is telling you, and just like the 2 a.m. shawarma guy does when people come into that shop, and boy, do they come into that shop with expectations. And he's happy to meet them. They listen, my friend, you drunk? Okay, no problem. And he takes care, he slices that damn lamb off and he feeds you, and he puts the hot sauce and the white sauce and the onions and the cabbage and all the wonderful things on that shawarma. And people are feeling good about it because only this guy is truly qualified to give them what they need at that time. And I know you, my friend, have a deep spirit of service about you. So I want you to keep that service burning. That's what the card is saying. Despite the disappointment, keep that service burning. Keep that spirit rolling. So you got that. Okay. Now we're going to move on to card number 23 as per your request. Let's see what we got here. Okay. This is an interesting one. It always is. We have the HOA president. Let me tell you something, pal. The HOA president card is, that's an intense one. So over here, we have your classic HOA Karen, and she's leaning against the table and her hands are down there and she's staring at paperwork and she's staring a hole right through you. And let me tell you something. When she's staring that hole right through you, oh, it's coming right through you. It's not at you. It is through you. Hate to say it, Jeremy, that HOA president is staring a hole right through you, but because these cards are metaphorical, it has nothing to do with the actual HOA. Unless it does, and then you're screwed. I can't help you there. What the HOA president card represents is, now this is from the judgment suit, and this is one of the strongest judgment cards that exists. This is a judgment of what you're doing, what you're all about, the little things in life that you're nitpicking. Jeremy, this is asking you, where in your life are you judging yourself too harshly? Where are you nitpicking about the things you should be giving yourself grace about? Where are you too critical about yourself that you should just let slide and say, listen, okay, you got a scratch on the garage. It's not that big a deal. There's kids starving in Sudan. What are we talking about, a scratch in your garage door? But the HOA president doesn't care about the kids starving in Sudan. She cares about the scratch in your garage door because it may bring her property value down by $8. And it's your ass if that happens. We don't want that. So the HOA president card is just a reminder to give yourself a little bit of grace because you're judging yourself maybe a little bit too hard on those margins. And now we're going to go to card number 37 as per your request. Let's see what you got. Card number 37. This is a great card. Jeremy, you did good, pal. You did real good. This is good. I mean, there's no way to do bad. It's tarot, right? But you did good anyway. Okay. So card number 37 here is the kids who wish they had ADHD too. So here we have a picture of a couple of kids kind of looking straight-laced, and they're staring at a kid who's in the middle of them, who's just having an absolute meltdown, who's screaming, who's running down the hallways, who's losing his shit, and he's having the best time. And these two kids are looking at this one kid thinking, God, I wish I were him. I wish I were him. I wish I could just tap into my inner child. Jeremy, my friend, this is what this card is asking you to do. It is asking you to tap into your inner child. That's what this card is all about. The kids who wish they had ADHD 2 card is about looking at the kid who's just absolutely losing his stuff and saying, why is the host of the show saying stuff instead of losing his shit? Who are we trying to censor ourselves for? Really, what are we doing here? We're all grown. So that's the point of this card. We're all grown, but let's not be so grown. Let's not take ourselves too seriously. Jeremy, there's an inner child in you, my friend. This card is asking you to explore that inner child. That's all it is. So now we're going to recap. And whoever is saying me in the comments, I'm coming to you next. Sit tight. Just going to wrap up Jeremy's real quick. So once more from the top, we have the post-coital awareness card, which is the major theme going on with you right now, which is disappointment. But take heart, sir, because also we have the 2 a.m. shawarma guy, which says you are a man of deep service and giving and love. Stay in the energy of deep service and giving and love. That will transcend the disappointment. We have the HOA president, which is saying, give yourself some grace, Jack. Even though your name's Jeremy, give yourself some grace. Don't nitpick. Bigger things in life. Give yourself a little bit of grace. The third card, I got to bend down and get it because that happened. The kids who wish they had ADHD too. Tap into your inner child, man. It's just life. We come, we go. That's it. Have a little bit of fun along the journey. Okay, so that is our first reading of the day. Next, the person who says LinkedIn user. First, you got to drop a name. You got to type your name out there because all I'm seeing is LinkedIn user. That could be a whole lot of people there. And I don't know who that is. That's very intimidating and destabilizing. I'm not going to lie to you. So while you type your name in there, I've got to have another swig of this. I need to name this drink too. So anybody who's watching, if you want to name this brandy old fashioned, I will name the drink after you with some black walnut bitters just to give you a little bit of context. It's fantastic. Okay. Glad I can hit the spot for you. Jeremy, I love you, brother. Hang in there. All will be well. We have the great Jen Lynn, of course. You know what? That's on me. I should have felt the energy. I should have just known it was you. But now I do. Jen Lynn, my dear friend. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. First and foremost, I want you to pick a number between 51 and 70. Go. I'm going to get these back in the deck in the meantime. Talk amongst yourselves. Anybody? Coffee talk? That was good. It's a good sketch. It really was. It was good sketch back in the day. Really good sketch. Mike Myers, absolute genius. Genius. Love that guy. What's he doing these days? Living under a bridge somewhere? That's not funny. No. I mean, like, I really hope he's still working. I love Mike Myers. Always love Mike Myers. Okay, 56. Jenlyn, let's see what we got for you, my friend. 56. All right. Okay. This card terrifies me. I'm not going to lie to you, but there's a reason you picked it. And as you know, Divinity decks, they never lie. They never lie. Okay. 56 is the running from a giant accountant card. As we see here, we have a giant accountant. Now, you wouldn't think the accountant's giant, except you have a lot of little people who are just running frantically from the accountant like it's Godzilla. And they are running and running and running and terrified, and they're wearing backpacks for some reason. And I mean, the reason is good. You need a go bag. Real talk, if you have like a Godzilla accountant that shows up and you're getting the hell out of Dodge, a go bag is probably the way to go. Jeremy, I love the brandy too. Salud. So running from a giant accountant, this card, not surprisingly, is about money and finances. There is something financially that is on your mind, that is weighing you down, that you are running from, that you don't want to face, that you don't want to look in the eye. You're like, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. I'm taking my go bag. I got the giant accountant Godzilla person all around. This is not a, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And this is something that could be sitting heavy as an anxiety. This could be something that could be overriding whatever situation is going on. But this is like this dark cloud that's kind of following. But it can be transmuted like all things can, which is the good news. I don't know why I keep snapping. Okay. Jenlyn, here's what I want you to do, my friend. I want you to give me 3 numbers from 1 to 50, and we're going to dig into what the minor arcana themes are. We're going to talk about your path through the running from a giant accountant card, because I know that path exists. There's always a path out. Always. May not be apparent at first or second or 71st or whenever the hell, or never, maybe never. That's fine. I could rock that. It's no problem. Jeremy, you would love the brandy, man. We got to get together. Seriously. You're like a half an hour from me or something. Got to do this. I know we've been talking about this, like the whole DMV crew getting together, but we really actually got to do this. So at some point this summer, I'm going to put together a local DC, Maryland, Virginia, and those who are crazy enough to come in from Delaware, West Virginia, or Wyoming are welcome to join too. Okay. So 17. Let's see what we got. Jenny, what do we got? Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one. Okay. Let me just draw them all first so we don't have to keep going back to the well. So 1733. Great one too. Okay. One of my personal favorites. And 29. All right. Okay. All right. We know where we're going here. So once again, to refresh the memory of the audience, we have the running from a giant accountant card. So we have a money situation happening over here. We have a discomfort with money. We have a running from money. We have a something financially is just, it's like this got the stranglehold going on. What do we have with card 17? The Boston woman who hates your guts for no apparent reason. And we have a picture of a brunette who's giving someone a real side eye here. Like there's just, yeah. This is the card of hostility. So there's some kind of hostility happening, and it's probably tied into the money. It could be hostility toward a former employer, toward a former or prospective client who never became a client. It could be toward somebody who is in a relationship, maybe is mismanaging money the way, or it's doing you wrong money-wise. Like there is some kind of a hostility here. And this person right here, this Boston woman who hates your guts for no apparent reason, there's always a reason, even though it's not apparent, it's there. So Jenny, let's take a look at where this hostility is, like where this hostility relating to money is coming from. It's asking you to take a good look at that. Better you than me, because I don't want to take a good look at that. That seems very uncomfortable. By the way, the Velvet Husk is now added to the list. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Love you. So the next card we have, number 33, the creepy old guy at the club. This is one of our personal favorites, also from the Judgment suit. And this suit is once again about how are we looking at others versus how are we looking at ourselves? What invitation do we have to look within as we're looking without? So the creepy old guy at the club, once more, is not directly literal, even though it can be. We've all seen this guy. Bless his heart. The creepy old guy at the club, as we have here, is a gentleman in a blue shirt giving a shrugging motion while he's balding and just kind of looking around with a thick mustache and scaring everybody who's just there to have a good time dancing with their friends and, putting their purses down in the middle and creating this circle around. And he's just kind of like this shark kind of, circling around and waiting for his moment to strike. And everyone's super uncomfortable and they're going to call security eventually. And it's going to be a whole thing. But the creepy old guy at the club, metaphorically, what it means in the Joe Blow Tarot deck, believe it or not, is empathy. Because we look at the creepy old guy at the club. Everybody looks at this guy with scorn in their eye. Like, look at this character. Look at this creep. The reality is, he's just a spark of the divine who wants love like everybody else. Makes people uncomfortable in the process. But even though he may not be deserving of empathy on the surface, he's just another soul who just wants a hug and he wants some empathy. So, tying back in to the Boston woman who hates your guts for no apparent reason, the hostility is an invitation to empathy. For the person that there is hostility towards in the financial manner, this card is an invitation to extend empathy toward that person who you're just seething with financial hostility towards. Because at the end of the day, they may look like a villain. And believe you me, the creepy old guy at the club is one of the greatest villains that exists in all the land. But this person ultimately is deserving of empathy as well. And this card is an invitation to that empathy. And then, of course, we have 29. This guy, the Manosphere podcaster. Now, this is a character. This is a character if ever were one. This is a gentleman sitting right here, of course, with a sweatshirt on because, everyone dresses up for the show these days. And he's wearing his crown because you do you, king. And the Manosphere podcaster, like many podcasters in most spheres, operate in generalities and operate in broadly speaking stereotypes and broadly speaking ideas like what are all of them like? And it could be all of them for anything. And in the Manosphere podcaster space, it is in almost every single Manosphere podcast is about what are all women like? Women as a monolith do this. I've yet to meet two women who can agree on the time of day, much less agree on everything. Therefore, I think there's something to be said about this. And I've yet to meet two men who can agree on anything, except the fact that naming random 90s sports figures is the greatest spend of time that exists. We do agree on that. That's not nothing. But the Manosphere podcaster card is an invitation for us to take a look at what areas in life and what people that we may be generalizing. We say, and coming back to the money, and the money is, running from a giant accountant is the greatest theme over here. Trickling that all the way down, this card is an invitation to say, where am I generalizing about maybe all financial opportunities are closed off in this space? Or maybe if I just do this, that'll work. Or if I just do that, that'll work. With broad generalities without taking in the nuance of each different situation. Like, well, maybe if I pursue that path, but I take a little bit of a detour doing this, maybe that'll work. Or if I put a little bit of nuance and a little bit of seasoning on that, maybe it'll taste a little different that way. This card is an invitation to take a look at the nuance in different situations rather than broad sweeping generalities that generally don't serve anybody, except, of course, the Manosphere podcaster who makes his living on broad sweeping generalities, and bless his heart for that. Because once again, like the creepy old guy at the club, he too is deserving of empathy, despite the hostility that we very well may have toward him. Jen, what do you think? How's that speaking to you? How's that sitting on you? Where's that coming from? And thank you for that lovely comment. Love my sense of humor and delivery. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. That is very kind of you. And Jeremy, thank you so much. Thank you. But while the two of you are here, I'm happy to do further readings. If there's anything else you would like clarity on, please just let me know. While I do the reshuffle here, and I wish I had some music to play so we kind of fill the dead air a little bit. But I do want to go back to this for a quick second. Excuse me. I had a heavy lamb dish tonight. Don't get me wrong, it's delicious, but I put too much salt. You know how that goes when it sits in the salt? It's the whole thing. I'm telling you, Come on, we're all grown-ass people. We know. We know. See, the fun thing about this deck is that this all came to me on a whim. I was actually at a Real Tarot event in Florida about a month and a half ago. And as we all know, the greatest ideas come from Florida. Yeah. So while they're going through the deck and talking about all the different archetypes and this, that, and the other, and I'm hearing about empresses and pentacles, and don't get me wrong, I love an empress and a pentacle as much as the next guy. Who doesn't? But I'm thinking to myself, what if we had a tarot deck with more relatable characters and the everyday kind of people and situations that we see, and how can we use that to be illuminating mirrors for our daily experience? And I wasn't thinking quite that eloquently at the time. All that being said, I'm glad that we have a chance to do this together. Like, this is a treat for me, and I love you guys. And I love this. Let's take a look at this comment over here from Jen. Okay. I'm deeply empathetic. I did spend time speaking about the club guy, and I am manifesting a very large sum of money. I love that for you. I cannot tell you how much I love that for you. And I'm not being facetious when I say that, because I think you're the absolute best. I love that for you. So there is something really awesome here. And you know how these cards go. They're an invitation and a mirror at the exact same time. So whatever this money thing is, and if you're manifesting a very large sum of money, it's like, hell yeah, let's go. And we have another deck creator. I love that. Ooh, this would be fun to do a live. We do my deck, we do your deck. We do like concurrent readings for people. Like they give a theme. I do the Joe Blow Tarot deck. You do whatever. Tell me the name of your deck if you have a name for it. Let's drop it in the comments. Let's give it a plug. Let's expand it out there, because the more divination decks out there, the better. Really, let's get this out there, because everybody can find these weird cards to ultimately bring them home to themselves. Because if we're not coming home to ourselves, where the hell are we going? Because there's only home, and there's only here, and there's only now, there's only the source, there's only the singularity. I'm rambling, but it's true. Yeah. All right, brother. You get some good sleep. Jeremy, it is always a pleasure. Seriously, dude. It's a treat to see you here. And I want just to tell you before you log off, you just keep doing what you're doing. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because I know the job may not be what it is, but you are offering so many people a pathway into who they truly are, into what they can tap into. I recognize it, man. I do. Somebody out there does. I just want you to know that. All right. You just keep freaking rocking it. And I'll keep giving you those likes and those pings to try to amplify it. I'm here for you, brother. Thanks for popping by tonight. You're the best. And coming back to Jen, I want to know about this deck. I'm excited about this deck because you are the most creative person I know on this platform. I mean that. And there's like nothing you're going to do that won't be interesting, which is awesome. Not to throw shade, I wish I could say that about everybody on this platform. I can't, neither can you. But without the contrast, what is the light? So you keep shining that light. Tell me where we're at here. Tell me what kind of deck we're talking about. I'm excited about this. I really am. Because the more pathways home we have to ourselves, legit, the more we know about us and the world as one. The more we can understand what we're doing, the more we can understand what is happening downstream of what we're doing. And all the bullshit that we complain about in this world is all downstream of our own unhealed stuff. It's like, hey, this person's doing that. Hell yeah, they are. It's not cool they're doing that. But where does that come from? Heal that. That won't happen. Heal that. That won't happen. Heal that. That won't happen. These cards are a way to heal the stuff. That's what we're doing. We're here to heal the stuff, friends. Healing is not linear. Healing is crazy. Healing is a roller coaster. You will puke a lot. Warning you in advance. That will happen. So if you're crazy enough to want to heal, first of all, you're insane. So good on you for that. Not sure why. It's like way more fun not to. Like, real talk. It just is. Anybody who knows who's been on this journey, it's so much more fun to close your eyes and go back to where you didn't give a shit, and you're like, all your pathologies you could just rationalize away, and you didn't even know they were pathologies, and you could just have fun with them, and you start looking inside like, oh yeah, maybe I'm not a saint. Not a fun thing to say, not a fun thing to live, but I tell you what, it's worth it on the other side of it if you can make it there. Not a guarantee. Taking a look at some of the stuff we have over here. I do want to put up a quote. This is one that speaks deeply to my heart. Got 99 problems, but a live stream ain't one of them. Genesis 2:28. This is a quote that goes back to a live stream I had with my guy D. Grant Smith, talking about his great book, The Resplendent Window. Check it out. You won't regret it. It is a transcendent experience. But I mean this, and the only reason I say this is because anybody who's watching this right now, I want you to realize that You could just jump on a live stream in any aspect of your life. It doesn't have to be an actual StreamYard live stream. And just start riffing. Just rock with it. Whatever you feel like doing, just do it. You don't need permission. You don't need to promote it. You don't need to make a whole thing about it. Just do it. Just step into it and do it. You're feeling the urge. I felt the urge to read some cards tonight, and I had a sense that people were going to log on tonight who were going to find it and who were going to have the right reading for them. And that's exactly what we had. And just like follow the energy that takes you there. Okay. Ooh, this is good. Iconoclastic Vision is my deck's name. That's awesome. Iconoclastic Vision. All right. We seriously have to do this. Jen, I am down for it if you are. I am so down for this. I've been wanting to collaborate with you for a while, and I said I was going to, and then I had a breakdown, and that didn't happen, and my bad for that again. And then I had like a death, and that happened. You know the whole thing, and it was a whole thing. So, but new year, new energy, new moment. Let's collab. Let's do this for real this time. That'll be so fun. So freaking fun. And then I want a reading from you because I want to see what the Iconoclastic Vision has for this madness going on up here. And as we say that, we are at the half an hour mark. So I think we're going to call it a night unless there's anybody else on the live stream who's kind of lurking in the shadows, hasn't said anything yet because maybe you're a little bit shy. Maybe somebody made fun of you in first grade and that trauma still nestled into your nervous system. And you're like, I can't raise my hand because that would be dangerous. And I understand it and I get it and I see you. And here the man is Sama Zaid Bashir Salim Habibi. Dude, I love this guy. I'm sorry. Man, I love this guy. This is, again, Mike Myers, Wayne's World. The I love you, man thing. Friends, I can't tell you how much I love this guy. This guy is just pure light. This guy is pure light and pure goodness and pure sunshine. Pure sunshine. So, my man, here's what I want you to do for me if you want to play. I want you to pick a number between 51 and 70 and tell me what's going on in your life. Let's get a little bit of clarity on it. Let's see what we got. Talk to me, my man. 51 and 70. Pick a number between 51 and 70. And let's do this for you. Where the hell are you these days anyway, man? You still in North Cyprus? Are you back in Saudi? Or you're somewhere else? Or where's life taking you? It's been a second. I haven't been following your travels. I know you're a man of the world. While he's picking a number, let me tell you guys something. This man right here was one of the great bright lights during a very, very, very dark period. Very dark period of our collective story. 2020, maybe some of you remember it. But this guy was a ray of sunshine during that whole thing, and I never forgot it. I never will. There's a whole bunch of you, man, that are right here and right here during that time. You got us through it. I will never forget that. Okay, 53. We got 53. Let's see what we got here, man. 53. Ooh. I'm not going to lie to you. You might not like this one, but it's not me. It's the cards, you know? You know how it goes. Okay. And now I want you to pick three numbers from 1 to 50. Three numbers from 1 to 50. And while you're doing that, we're going to talk about the card you just pulled. So this is the card of finding out you have the clap. Once again, these cards are metaphorical. These cards are metaphorical. This is not an insinuation that my brother has the clap. Just clarifying that for everybody here. But this is the card of accountability. This is the card where you receive that moment of accountability and having to face the piper and having to look reality and the sum total of your decisions straight in the eye. And it doesn't mean it's a bad thing either. This can have dual meanings. So if you've been putting a lot of good out into the world, the moment of finding out you have the clap is like, hey, guess what? You have the clap. Now, listen, there's some people out there who might like hearing that. I don't know why. I don't know any of those people. If you do, I would love to meet them. I'd love to have them on the show. But somebody out there may exist. But this is just the accountability card. So, Osama, whatever you've been doing in your life, this is the year, this is the time that the accountability finally comes due, for better or worse. But the good news for you, my man, I think it's going to be for the better. Now, let's talk about that. So we have the number 30. Okay, we're going to pull that up. I need two more numbers between 1 and 50, but we're going to start with 30. Let's have a look. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Okay. Okay. So the 30 card. The newlyweds who everyone gives 6 months max. We know this couple. We've been to weddings. Everybody around the world has been to a wedding. And every time you're at a wedding, there are people in the peanut gallery who take a look at the couple and they snicker to each other. 6 months, tops, max. They don't stand a chance. This card is asking us to examine what we think of other people's relationships and what that really says about ourselves and our own relationships, because everybody's got a thing to say about somebody else's relationship. So how many times, my friend, have you commented on somebody else's relationship, and what does that mean about you and your own relationships in your own life? Are you content with your relationships? Therefore, are you blessing the couple, or are you insecure about your relationships and you're sending shade their way and giving them the business and like, yeah, 6 months max. No one says that unless they know what a 6 months max relationship looks like. Okay, so we have two more cards to pull here. We have 17 and 24. Let's have a look. All right. Got a familiar card in here. I'm seeing a theme that's starting to develop, man. Let's talk about this. So 17, once again, like we drew, the Boston woman who hates your guts for no apparent reason. Bro, there's some hostility going on here. There's some hostility happening. I know you're all love and light and salam, but I know there's something going on. I know underneath, like that they're not seeing. There's some hostility here. Either it's like you have it or somebody has hostility toward you, but there's some hostility that's happening here. And it goes back to the accountability. Like maybe there's a lot of good that you put out in the world and you're about to get your rewards for it. You're about to get your just rewards, but there's someone out there, man. There's someone out there who's not happy for you. They're throwing shade at you. I'm just so you know, nothing to do with you, but they're throwing shade at you. But that's okay. You stay in your happiness. You stay in your goodness. You're fine. And once again, this is funny you drew that because we have the disapproving sister-in-law card. This is someone out there. Again, they're projecting their stuff onto you. What the cards are telling me here is that you got some haters out there. But that's a good thing because you're shining that light, man. You're shining that light. And guess what happens when you shine that light? Everybody knows this. You shine that light, you're going to get haters. People who are bathing in their darkness, bathing like an old Roman bath. You know, they're rolling around in it and they get the soap. And I don't even know if the Romans use soap, but whatever. You know, they're just rolling around in that bath. They're just bathing in that haterade. And they're looking at you. The disapproving sister-in-law is somebody who's not giving you a fair shake, somebody who is judging you unfairly, somebody who is holding you to a standard that is not realistic and not reasonable. They're throwing that onto you. All this is saying is to stand in your own power, stand in your own light, stand in your own grace. And there's stink, it can't get on you. That bad juju, it can't stick. It just bounces right off, no matter what the disapproving sister-in-law thinks. And we all know the disapproving sister-in-law. We have met the disapproving sister-in-law. I'm not saying my sister-in-laws are disapproving of me, although they might be, and I wouldn't blame them, frankly. I got 3 of them. They all have damn good reason. They're good women, all of them. Just saying. The disapproving sister-in-law card is a real thing, and it's somebody who's not judging you fairly. There's somebody in your orbit who's like just throwing that shade at you. What this is saying is that even though they're throwing this like energetic shade at you, you stand in your light, you stand in your power, you stand in your goodness. You keep on the track of what you're doing, my man, and they can't touch you. They can't touch you. And this is why finding out you have the clap is actually a beautiful card if you're doing beautiful things. And I know you're doing beautiful things out there. So roll around in that, man. Just be proud of it because this is the year, this is the era when you're finally going to get all the good things that are coming to you, that have been blessed to you, that have been promised to you because of all those good works and all those good deeds and all the goodness that you're putting out there. 2025, my friend, is going to be your year. Now, unlike this poor bastard right here, I probably don't think it will come at a doctor's office telling you you have the clap. And if it does, that would be the plot twist of the century. Real talk. That I give a salute. Okay. So Jenny is sending the card in the LinkedIn message. Okay, that's awesome. I'm very excited about this. I'm gonna get a reading later after the show is over. I'm so pumped about this. Profound. Well, I appreciate that, my friend. Profound insights. That's in the eye of the beholder, as always. But seriously, man, tell us where you are. Like where, I mean, you can hide that for operational security. I understand. But if you'd love to share, I'd love to know just where in the world you are these days, because you're a man about town and I don't know where you'd end up, but I'm hoping it's someplace you're enjoying. I'm hoping it's someplace good. I've been hoping to get out to Cyprus for a long time, man. It's good stuff out there. Legit. It's nice climate. Not as humid as it is here. God knows. In the Mediterranean, get those blue skies, gorgeous blue seas, cruise ships, bunch of German tourists. Have the personality of a grandfather clock. No shade to the German tourists, even though I just threw a lot of shade to the German tourists. But that would be a fun visit, man. So if you're not there anymore, I'm bummed that I wasn't able to get out there and hang out with you. Remember during the pandemic, we were all saying like, hey, once this thing is over, we're all going to go visit each other. And like nobody visited anybody, but we talked a good game during lockdown. And I respect that because we were able to transmute the energy of lockdown with the energy of expansion and travel and connection and love. I think we did a hell of a job doing that. Like real talk. I feel good about what we did during that time. And we formed a good community. And there it is. Well, okay. All right, man. I appreciate you saying that. But for the purposes of this show over here, we have to have the right spelling because they get touchy about that. The way to do Turkey, and I'm just, you know how this goes, man. If you do this wrong, like it's a whole thing. And this show is a hit in Turkey. It really is. You guys don't even understand. Like there are so many people in Turkey who have no idea the show exists and probably never will. But I don't care. I love the Turkish people. I do. They're great. And I think I want to spell their country the way they want it to be spelled. So there it is. Even though my man here lives there and he can spell it however he wants because he actually lives there. So I'm not going to throw any shade at him for that. Bro, I can't wait to meet you in person either. We're going to have a good time. Seriously, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm not looking away. I'm getting the cards in order here again, doing the whole thing. But I think each one of these is actually going to be a pop-up episode. There's just something about it. Like I think there's a fun energy of having a pop-up episode and just seeing who the universe, sends our way. And like, what crew we're going to get just randomly. And I think it's always going to be the crew. Like we're meant to see at the right time. We're going to get the right cards in the right moments. There it is. Okay. Thank you. I'm paying attention, folks. I'm trying to be culturally sensitive. Like I'm tuning in. I'm trying to be locked into what we're doing over here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be on the level. Because I know what they're doing. Like, don't confuse us with what gets slaughtered and eaten for Thanksgiving, because that's not us. We're a country. And I like that and I respect that. So let's stay with that. And I'm probably is it Turkey or is it, I don't know. I don't speak languages with a Cyrillic alphabet. I don't speak languages with a Latin alphabet, even including English. So you want me to do this, it's not going to happen. Although from what I understand, Turkish and Korean are actually pretty similar, which gives me a heads up because I can't speak Korean either. So that doesn't help at all. All right. If there's anybody else who wants a reading, who's still lurking around, and once again, at the first grade trauma, somebody made funny and you're doing the whole thing, we're all friends here. We're all family. This is a welcoming community. We got a good energy. We got really good people in the house tonight. You'll be welcome. You want a reading? I'm going to give another minute before I log off. So now's the time. Pop on in, say hello. Curse me out. That's fine too. Get a little war going on in the comments, and that'll be fun too. It's good for the algorithm. So if I said anything tonight that offends anybody, so much the better. Let me know about it in the comments. Again, the algorithms love that. It'd be good for YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Farmers Only, all the places that I'm streaming right now. What's up? That'd be fun, huh? To stream on farmersonly.com. Anybody? App developers? I'm open. Collab? Why not? Let's do it. Okay. I think on that note, there it is. The live timing said 44 minutes, 33 seconds. So I'm taking those angel numbers as a sign. We've done some good here tonight. We had some fun. I had some fun. I want to thank you all. This is a vibe lifting, soul enriching, cup filling experience. I'm going to have to remember that, but I won't. I truly love each and every one of you. Friends, old and new, it is so good to see all of you again. And those of you who are watching this in the replay, If you want a reading, you hit me up in the comments. I got you. Straight up, I got you. We're going to do this and we're going to have some fun. Jen, thank you so much for sending me that. I cannot wait to see what you sent to me in the comments to have this reading. Osama, my brother. We all learn new things every day, my brother. Can't remember what I had for breakfast. That would make two of us, sir. That would make two of us. Always good to see you. Much love to you in Turkey. Have so much fun out there. Have the best time. Meet amazing, amazing, amazing people. And just live that life. And Jeremy, thank you for popping by, brother. Friends, until next time. Mwah. Love y'all.